I'm your new nanny.
I don't need a nanny.
Well, your parents seem to think you do.
What's your favorite color?
Black.
Other than black.
Oh, charcoal?
Why are you all dressed up? It's not Halloween yet.
Can I help you?
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Do you want to find out? You buckled?
I'm still wearing my princess dress.
Do you want to wear it?
Hey, you! Princess! You look like a girl. Why are you wearing that?
Dressing like this makes me feel good.
Is that your nanny? She looks weird. You look weird, your nanny looks weird, you guys are both weird.
No, we're just different.
Boys don't wear dresses.
Whoa!
Whoa! Where is it coming from? What's happening?
Whoa!
We should go.
Will he come back?
Yeah, probably. Come on.
Crazy. That is crazy. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to point out before I make a few points. It's really not so much about this particular commercial. It's not really so much about what they're promoting. It's more about how blatant they are with it. Now, if you guys do a little bit of research, you will see when it comes to commercials, the time slots are always finite. If you're not talking about like the Super Bowl, you got a very short period of time that you're going to place an ad in a time slot. And when you're looking at candy, even a company as big as who's putting out Twix, they don't ever have commercials that long. When I looked into it, the average Twix commercial is 30 seconds. And you'll be hard pressed to find a Twix commercial that's gonna pass 1 minute. Pretty hard to find. But the average one is about 30 seconds. Now, there's a couple of things I find very interesting about this particular ad. The fact that it's 4 times as long as the average Twix commercial, yet they don't mention Twix the entire ad. So you can't deny that there's a pretty clear agenda here besides selling Twix bars. So I don't even need to say that the commercial doesn't really promote, advertise, or describe the Twix candy bar in any way. They're not talking about that it's cookies with caramel sandwiched between chocolate. They're not talking about that it's 2 of them, one now, one later, nothing like that. So they're putting a lot of time, effort, and money into pushing whatever it is that they are pushing. What could that be? Well, I see the promotion of paganism, witchcraft, as that's what Halloween is. So you have that. So you have blatant promotion of witches and witchcraft and black magic. So that element is in it and very strong. You also have an element of normalizing absent parenting, because the kid was home alone before the nanny even got there. So who knows what he could have got into. And the most obvious thing is this little boy in a dress. Now, when you try to mention these things to the average person, they tend to actually get either very oblivious or very defensive. What agenda? There's no agenda, and they seem to be, terrified to go against anything that seems to represent a minority. But here's the thing. There's a very, very clear difference between representation and indoctrination. So are they really representing these minorities, or are they pushing these type of I don't even know what you want to call them. You got to be so delicate and so careful with what you say. But the point I'm trying to make is that we know that that's a very small percent of the population, and you're trying to allegedly sell Halloween candy, which I don't see having anything to do with that aspect. Then the kid wasn't even wearing it because of Halloween, because as the commercial mentions, it's not Halloween yet. They also are sending the message that anybody, adult or child, that's curious or confused as to why this little boy is in a dress are somehow the problem. They're somehow the problem, and not only that, but they should be met with aggression. And if you have the ability to make them disappear, you do so. Sounds a lot like cancel culture. At least that's what I took from the witch making the kids disappear, simply because they were questioning, or I guess you could say teasing or bullying the boy, which is natural. Bullying is part of life. It's not something that you try to eradicate. It's something that you try to teach your children to deal with. But anyway, I do want to make the point that we should be very, very concerned about what we let our children consume. Now more than ever. It's always been dangerous, risky, and irresponsible to leave children to their own devices and to let them watch TV, and you don't even know what they're watching and how they're being influenced. It's bad enough when you take your kids to school, you have no idea what they're being subjected to. Nowadays you see that agenda is also in the schools. They're pushing it on the kids in the school. So for the adults that can't see that there's a clear agenda to push these ideas on our children, I don't see how they could be any more oblivious. I mean, it's writing. I mean, why would you have adult men in drag reading books to children at school? Why? And I also find that pretty contradictory and hypocritical, because they go out of their way to have as few male teachers as possible, but now they're encouraging male teachers as long as they're in drag. Wait, what just happened? So masculine heterosexual men can't teach children, but homosexual men can teach children. Again, I don't see how you couldn't see the agenda. And I'm not coming from a position of having issues with homosexuality or transgendered people or non-binary people or whatever new shit that they're making up today. In fact, my next point is, if anything, in defense of those people. And I'm going to give you some examples of what I'm saying. When they're forcing these characters into media, into film, into television, into our children's cartoons, the way that they're doing it is actually very disingenuous and disrespectful to the same communities that they claim to be representing. When you make a character that is very, very, very noticeable and identifiable, like everybody knows who this character is, this character has history, this character's been around for generations, and then you decide you want to retcon this character, and now this character is gay all of a sudden. That's disrespectful to the gay community. I'm going to tell you why. Why are you superimposing this sexuality on this character when sexuality, number one, does not define anyone? None of the gay people I know are defined by their sexuality. They have their own personalities. They're their own person. But you're not even giving them the justice of writing a new character that just happens to be gay. which there's no problem with. I'm in full support of that. It's a new character. This is one of the characteristics, one of the many characteristics of this character, and how likable and how successful that character is going to be is based on the same exact you know what I mean, factors as any other character. Is the character interesting? Is the character relatable? You know, is the character fun? Is the character interesting? Well, he can be all of those things and be gay, or she can be all of those things and be gay, right? But when you have to take a character that already exists and change that character to female, or to homosexual, or to black, or to obese, what are you doing? Just write a new character, add a new character that happens to have those features. Stop being lazy. So, you know, that is something that I've always irritated me and pissed me off. You want a gay superhero, create one. Don't all of a sudden have Superman kissing a dude, right? We know Superman to be in love with Lois Lane. That's what we've known for 50, 60 years, okay? And what happens is these projects fail, which is the intention. Believe it or not, when they do these things, they intend for them to fail. Because then the argument is, oh, transphobic, homophobic, oh, it's hate speech, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. No, you just made a shitty product that nobody's interested in. Gays included. You know what I mean? You make a shitty movie with a female lead, guess what? Even females aren't going to go see it. But who do they blame for not seeing it? Misogynistic men. Wait, what? What? If you made this character to be relatable to women, then why would you even be concerned with what men did or didn't go to see it? What you should be concerned with is why women didn't even go to see it. And if there's enough women to sway the vote every damn election, because that's what giving the female the vote was all about. It's not about empowering them. It's not about giving them rights and the right to vote. It's about having a group of people that's easily manipulated, much like the black community, where you could get them to vote where you want them to vote, right? And they're extremely predictable. So if that's who you seek to, you know, relate to, right? And we know there's enough women to vote anything in, right? Then why isn't there enough women to make your project successful? We know there's enough gays to make anything pass through or anything happen. So why are there not enough gays to come support your project with this gay character, right? So they're not coming because it's trash. That's why they're not coming. If it's good, it's good. So when you have like SpongeBob all of a sudden, which came out when I was much younger, you know, when I was, I don't know, maybe in my preteens or my teen years, I guess that's when SpongeBob came out. SpongeBob was SpongeBob, you know, he was that eccentric character or whatever up until this point. Now all of a sudden, like, SpongeBob's out of the closet now. So now you have to think twice about what your kids are watching, because in my generation, SpongeBob was just SpongeBob. But now I've spoken to a lot of adult men who have children and they're not comfortable with their kid watching SpongeBob now. Well, damn, it was cool, you know, when I was 14, 15, SpongeBob was fine to watch, you know. My little sister watched it, so what, big deal. Dora the Explorer too, right? Muppet Babies was big when I was a kid. Well, now Gonzo is like in drag, and it's like, whoa, time out. I don't want my nephews watching it. You know what I mean? I don't, because kids are easily influenced. They're easily oppressed upon, you know. So their argument, you know, we can just leave who they is for another day, but their argument is going to be that these kids naturally develop that way. Well, if that's the case, then why do you have to keep on giving them that nudge? Why do you have to keep on showing them these images? Because sexual identity should not be a part of a child's program, no way. Whether it's traditional heterosexual or if it's something alternate, it should not even be in the discussion when we're dealing with children. And adults can choose what they want to watch. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to touch on those things. I don't think the demand for this stuff is in any way organic. It's definitely another psyops, another agenda that they're pushing on us. So just a heads up to all the parents out there, man. Be savvy of this shit, because, you know, once it gets a hold of your kids, it's going to confuse the hell out of them. And it's probably going to be something that's difficult for you to deal with and you to counsel them with. Because it's probably going to be something you're not too familiar with either. So Anyway, just something to think about, man. I just wanted to point out how they're making it obvious that they're going out of their way to do this. I mean, a 2-minute commercial allegedly about Twix with no mention of Twix. That's crazy, man. That's a little bit overboard. Then you got the witchcraft in it. You got the little boy in the dress. You got a bunch of stuff that really doesn't make any sense other than to keep on making the point of this boy likes wearing a dress, therefore he should be wearing a dress, and everyone else should be, I don't know, encouraging this, championing in it. I don't know exactly what they're trying to say, but they damn sure aren't selling candy, is my point. And then the witch, like, literally abusing children, also kind of weird how they put that in there. But anyway, fellas, keep it tight, man. Stay aware. See you on the next one.
This time so special, I don't wanna stop it now. Addicted to no one.